Today I'm going to show you how to do tag enforcement in Terraform. The best way, which I'm not going to show you, is to use this Open Policy Agent. So policy as code, OPA is a policy engine, it's open source, it's a CNCF graduated project. This is what, as you can see down here, a lot of large companies are using. This is the most robust way. Your compliance department will be very happy of enforcing tags and other things in your infrastructure as code. If you use HCP, Terraform, they actually have their own policy as code called Sentinel, but apart from that, most every other people and companies are using Open Policy Agent, aka OPA. But today I want to show you a much more simple way to do enforcement, and I'm going to show you how to enforce tags, which is one of the most common things that you'll do, but you can enforce other things with it as well. So you don't need to go straight into policy as code. It is a big undertaking. I'm going to show you something much more simple. Let's go straight into it. So one of the best ways of enforcing compliance, governance, whatever in Terraform is to use modules. This is quite common. Your cloud engineering department, or another word is a cloud center of excellence, you might actually have your own modules which are for the developers in your company to consume, and because they're forced to use your modules, you can build into the module enforcement. So here's an example. We're looking here at, there is a module called a dev bucket module. So if you want a bucket in development, you got to use this module here. Now let's have a look in here, terraform.tf, how to consume this module. So we're looking at terraform.tf and we're saying module dev bucket, and of course this can be anything here, and the source is what we just saw, that directory for the module, dev bucket module. And then here I've made up a bucket name, my demo bucket. Maybe that's not unique, so I just added some random characters. And then we have tags. Tags are key value pairs. Pretty typical to have an owner. I've just made this up, Donald Trump, project. And this is a very common tag as well, an environment. And then there are other ones like cost center, etc. But anyway, I made this environment equals production. Now you may notice already, well, wait a minute, isn't this a dev bucket? Isn't this bucket only supposed to be used for development purposes in a development environment? You'd be right to say that. So environment equals production. Let's see what happens. So I've already done a Terraform init. Let's do a Terraform plan, and that's done. Now let's scroll up and have a look. So pretty typical. It's going to create this bucket from the module, and there's a bunch of parameters. The bucket, that's what I specified. And then tags. Now don't worry about this tags all. That's just a kind of a feature of AWS. It's just a duplicate. So environment equals development. Wait a minute, didn't we set that to be production? And the rest looks okay. Owner Donald Trump, project tariffs, but the environment is development. Now what happened there? Let's take a look at the module code. I've just cleared the screen and done a listing again, so let's go in and have a look at the module code and see what we've got. We know what the variables are. It was the bucket and tags. We don't really need to look at that, but let's have a look at main.tf. And this is where the magic happens. So we start off with a local. Now local is kind of like what some programming languages call like a static value. It's like a variable on the inside. It's nothing to do with what the user is assigning configuration. It's just used as a kind of working static variable on the inside of the module. So local enforce tags, enforce this key value pair, that environment is equal development, and we can also add more here as well. And what happens is, here's a resource for the AWS bucket. The bucket takes my variable assignment, we saw that already earlier, and for the tags what happens is it will merge whatever I specify as my tags. So owner is Donald Trump, something is project is tariffs, and I also said that the environment with production. So it will take those three key value pairs and it will merge it with that local above, which currently contains only environment equals development. Now you may be thinking, well, we've got a clash now. This has environment production, this has environment development. what happens? Well, the way that this merge function works is this one here, the rightmost or the later mentioned, will take precedence over the earlier mentioned. And that's how we enforce it. Because we put it here at the end, environment equals development is in here, it will take precedence even if we had over here environment equals production. And that's why, looking at the plan again, when it's all merged, you end up with environment equals development, as well as the other two key value pairs. But environment equals development wins, and we have achieved enforcement of tags in a module. And it works because we're making this module available. This is what you need to use if you want to deploy into development. Create a development bucket, and in there you can bet your bottom dollar that we are going to enforce this tag here. There's nothing that you can do about it. It doesn't matter what you put in your variable tags, we will enforce this. So hope you found this useful. Let me know what you think. I will see you soon. Take care. Bye bye.